Hello, how everybody doing? So today we're gonna be talking about booking your first load as a freight dispatcher, and I'm gonna show you exactly the process that I go through. And if this was my first time, exactly how I will book my my first load. So I'm gonna try to save y'all some of y'all the headache. I'm gonna show you all the steps that I go through when I'm booking a load. So when y'all book y'all first load, if you follow these steps, everything should run smooth. The first thing for me, I always start out on the National Weather Service. So I like to see what the weather's looking like. So I know in advance before I send my driver to a certain area. I like to make sure that the weather, the route that I'm planning on sending him, that the weather is going to be good. So this is one of the first places I like to come, and I always come down here to where it says latest news, and I look down here where it says weather across the country because I don't want to send my driver to like an area that's going to bad storms are going that way, or like right now it's getting cold. I don't want to run him into a snowstorm. So this is the first place I come. Secondly, I jump over to DAT trend line. Why? Because I want to know exactly what the rates is. So I'm coming over here to see the rates. And right here, we're looking at van rates because what I'm going to show you how to book right now is a van load. So my driver wants to stay in this region right here, right now. So he wants to race between two. So I know I should be booking loads at least between 261 and 272. But I'm going to try to find him something that's at least $2.80 per mile. And next, after I leave DAT trend lines, if you got DAT power, I come right over here to market conditions, and I put this on current because I want to see what it's looking like. As you can see right now, it's red in a lot of places, and in the area that I want to send him in, it's a lot of red in these areas too. And and after you know exactly where you are sending that driver, you want to come here, and if you got DAT power, you want to do a quick rate search. All right. So now that we got that down, let's go to the load book. All right. Let me delete this so we can start fresh. Okay. So right here, I'm gonna keep it on only. I'm gonna put it on only. I'm gonna put it on V for van loads. Origin. We keep it on Atlanta, Georgia. We're gonna leave the destination open, and we want to put it on for Monday the 13th. And I'm gonna keep the deadhead origin at 100 miles. FP stands for full or partial loads. We're gonna keep it at full. The length, 53,000. The weight, 40. We're gonna drop it down to put it at 46,000. And I'm just gonna do a search back for 24 hours. We're gonna hit search to see what comes up. All right, I'm gonna come up here, and this is Load Board Plus. This is an extension that you can add to your DAT Power or DAT Trucker's Edge. And it's free for the first 7 days, and after that, it's $20 a month. So if you're wondering why your DAT Power don't look like this is why I'm using an extension called Load Board Plus. So like I said, I'm gonna try to. I want to find a driver. Oh, let me keep okay. The minimum rate per mile at $2.80, and I'm on the north state of Florida. So I want to see everything that's at least $2.80. So I guess I didn't put it in North Florida. So it's Gainesville, Georgia to Calera, Alabama. It's $1,000. Paying okay with the deadhead, it would bring it down 55 miles that we would have to travel. It would bring it down to $3.55 per mile. But when I call a broker, I would try to negotiate this at 1,300. He probably gonna say meet him halfway and give it to me at 1,200. So that would bring it up right back up to $4.27 a mile. Let's look and see what else they got out here. But that would be a good load though. Only going 226 miles for $1,000, 1,200. That's a good load. You don't want to do these Florida loads. Ooh, look at this, Gainesville, Georgia to Lexington, South Carolina. 200. But with the deadhead, it brings it down to $3.97 per mile. And the spot market, that's going to be your best friend because it's letting you know the drivers that have been taking this route, they've been getting between 907 to $1,078. So if you call a broker, they telling you to be at least at like 995, but he already offering 1,025. So when I call, like I say, I'm always 200 to 300, if not 400, because I'm trying to make the broker bring me down. So when I call and negotiate this load, I'm probably gonna say 13.25, and if I can get that, I would be at 5.13 a mile. But like I said, the broker gonna want to meet you in the middle somewhere. So more than likely, we'll probably be at 12.25, and that's still $4.70 a mile. So I mean, that to me is a good load. Now, if I was to pick this load, this one right here, say we're going to pick this load, I'm going to click right here, and because I want to see what I can get coming out of Lexington, South Carolina. So you always want to make sure that you can get another load coming out of the area that you're trying to go to. So it's like you can see right here. I guess that's Estover, South Carolina. Um, I can get a load like this, and this load would take me back to Georgia, and it's paying $3.70 a mile. But also, you always want to make sure that it's another load coming out to wherever you're sending your driver. And you also want to come up here to market conditions. And you can see right now, South Carolina, it's red. So I mean, it's good. It's a good market to send your drive. So like I say, find the load first. First thing you want to do is find the load. Second thing you want to do is come over to um, market conditions and make sure that you're going to be able to get something back out for your drive. You do not want to send your driver into a cold market. So let's go back to the load board. And let's go back to Atlanta, Georgia. So we come on here and we find the load that we want. You find the load. What is the next step after you find the load that you want? So what did I say? This let me find it again. This Gainesville, Georgia too. No, it was in South Carolina load I was looking at. Here it is. This one I was looking at. So if you was gonna take this load right here. The next step after you pick this load, you're going to call the broker to get the load detail. And that conversation gonna go just like this. You're gonna call the broker, you're gonna say, I was calling about the load leaving from Gainesville going to Lexington, South Carolina. Is that load still available? The next thing that's gonna come out the broker's mouth is, what is your MC number? You're gonna give him your MC number. He's gonna come back. Everything comes back good. He's gonna give you a little information about the load. If he don't tell you what the rate is, my next question would be, what is the commodity? After he tell me what the commodity is, I'm gonna tell him I would take this load, like I said, at $1,300, $1,300 or $1,400. He might accept that. He might not. He might, he might come back and say, well, the most common thing he gonna say, I only got 1,025 in it. You're like, really? That's all you got. My driver gonna need at least 1,200 to take this load. So we're gonna go back and forth for a little bit maybe, and then most of the time he'll come back and say, well, I gotta ask my manager or whoever. They gonna act like they putting the phone down. Then he'll come back and say, can you do it for 1,200? I would do it for that. So after you pick the load, you're gonna call a broker and get the load details. Second thing, you're gonna negotiate the rate. Once y'all agree upon a rate, if you're not set up with that broker, he's going to send you over a carrier packet, and you're going to have to fill that out. And you want to do this kind of fast, because if you don't fill it out in a timely manner, the broker may reassign that load or give it to somebody else. So you want to kind of get that done as fast as possible. I like to say within 5 minutes, no longer than 10 minutes, you need to be having that back. And when you send it back to them, call a broker and have them check to make sure they got it. Just to make sure they got everything. All right, next. Once you agreed upon a rate, you pick the rate, and if you're not set up with, if that carrier is not already set up with that broker, and you fill out the carrier pack, the broker is going to send you over a rate con. He's going to send you over a rate con, and it's going to look something like this. And I cannot stress enough, make sure you read everything, because sometimes it be stuff hidden in there. make sure you read everything, and it's everything that y'all agreed upon when y'all was on the phone. And if it's not something's different in there or something that you didn't see, you call the broker back and y'all either renegotiate the rate, or you get some clarity on what's this extra stuff you got in there, because a lot of times brokers will say one thing and it'll be something totally different on their rate con. So you make sure that you have read that rate con thoroughly, and send a text to your driver or make him text you back. Be like, did you read the rate con? Because everything you want some type of paper trail, because you don't want him. But like, if something comes up, he get there and he was like, well, I ain't know nothing about that. Well, I asked you, did you read the rate con? So make sure you get it. I wouldn't call and be like, you read the rate con, because what? I just send a text. You did read the rate con, right? He gonna respond back to you, yeah, I read it. Hey, that's good for me, because if you didn't read it, that's on you. I asked you, did you read the rate con? So, and if you telling me you read it, and you got to be agreeing with everything that's on it. So that's little things that can save you or something come up. Make sure you text your driver and ask him, did he read the rate con? So everything looks good. It's everything that y'all talked about. You're going to sign the driver's name on the rate con. You're going to send it back, send it back to the broker, and then you're going to be off to the shipper. Like I said, make sure all the details match up that were discussed on the phone. And if everything that you all discussed on the phone is on that rate con, you just send it back to the broker, and you're going to be on your way to the carrier is going to be on the way to the shipper. And make sure you have your carrier to confirm shipping times with the receiver, and shipping times with the shipper. So after the broker, y'all agree upon the rate con, the driver has the rate con. He's on his way to the shipper, to the address that's on the rate con. When he gets to the shipper, he's going to pull up to the dock, and they're going to start loading the truck. Where the driver's going to go on the inside, and they're going to give him a BOL. That's a billing of lading. That's when he gets the BOL. When he gets to the shipper and he goes up to the counter, they're going to give him a BOL, billing of lading, of everything they are finna put on the truck. So they're gonna start loading the truck. At this point, when they start loading the truck, I would ask the driver to ask somebody in there, how long do you think this is gonna take? And then the driver will ask, they'll tell him, he'll shoot that information back to you, and you'll relay that information to the broker. And also, I forgot to say, when he arrives at the shipper, you need to let the broker know that too. So they get done loading the trailer. Everything checks out. It's on the BOL. You got the right amount of pallets or whatever it is, that commodity, you got the right amount. The driver verifies that. They're going to close up the trailer, put a seal on it. The driver he's going to leave there on his way to the receiver. When he's leaving on his way to the receiver, let the broker know that. Just steady communication with the broker. Because if you do that and you always letting the broker know what's going on, I promise you will get dedicated lanes. Brokers love people who keep them in the loop. So the driver's driving. He arrives at the receiver. No weather delays. Nothing happened. He gets there in a timely manner. Bags up to the dock at the receiver. He goes in. He gives them the BOL, and the BOL will look something like this. The receiver is going to check, make sure they got the right amount of pallets or whatever it is that he was hauling. And once they get done unloading their product, they're going to sign off on this BOL. At this point, when they sign off on this BOL, it turns into a POD. POD stands for proof of delivery. So once he gets to the receiver, he takes the BOL in there, they check it, they make sure they got all their product, they sign off on it. This BOL turns into a POD, proof of delivery. Make sure the drivers, they're going to sign it, and make sure the driver sign it. And when the driver signs it, make sure he sends you a copy of it immediately. And the reason why I say immediately, the driver can get it, he might get it dirty, he might get smudges on it, or even lose it. So you want to make sure you got your copy of the signed BOL right then and there. Because this is your money. This is how you're going to get paid. This is how you prove that that load was picked up and delivered. Again, this is your money. It's how you get paid. So after that, the driver leaves and you rinse and repeat. He's on to his next destination. It's just, this is all it is. He's on to his next destination. You start all over again and do the same process. So first, you want to start out at the weather. You want to make sure that wherever you're sending your driver, you're not sending him into bad weather, winter storms, or if it's hurricane season or whatever. You want to always look at the weather before you book your load. Second, you want to go to DAT trend lines. Whatever you're sending out, whether it be a van, reefer, flatbed, you want to check the rates. And then you want to come over to market conditions. You want to make sure you're sending your driver to a hot area. You do not want to send your driver into a cold market where it's going to be somewhere for him, where it's going to be hard for him to get out of, or he has to drive so many miles deadheaded just to get into a hot market again. You want to keep your driver from doing that. And you can always come over here to quick rate search just to see what the rates is. Well, I mean, what the rates is for going into that area. And then we're going to come back to the load search. You're going to find your driver load. And for me, I like to, I do like short loads that a driver can do in the daytime. In a day's time from 6. I have some drivers, they can do 700 miles in one day. They're a beast. But if you're sending him on loads that are 1,000 or more, you don't want to keep sending them on 1,000-mile runs because you're going to burn your drive out. So if I send him on something that's 1,500 miles, 1,700 miles, something like that, the next load he pick up is going to be within 200-300 miles. It's only going to be a 200-300 mile drive because you don't want to burn your drive out with these long. And then at the same time, you got to be keeping up with his HOS, his hours of service. So if you're just getting started in dispatching, or whether you're a veteran or not, I hope that this video will help you. And let me know. You can email me at dispatchfromscratch01@gmail.com. And, I can answer questions. I do consult or do one-on-ones where, I show you step-by-step how I do things. If you're interested in that, I'm about to put that on the little site that I got. So you'll be able to purchase that if you want it. But I mean, if you do want a one-on-one consultation or one-on-one Zoom where we're going over this, or I'm helping you with anything that you need help with, just reach out to me and let me know. You can let me know on YouTube or reach out to me via email. Like I said, again, that's dispatch from scratch 01 at gmail.com. And I'll see y'all on the next video. Thanks a lot.